Welcome, Beverly.
I was almost 5 years old, and my best friends were almost 6, which in kid terms meant that they were really, really older than I was. I wanted to do everything that they did because I didn't want to be seen as a baby. And we did a lot of cruising around the neighborhood on our bicycles, and I still had my training wheels on. So I begged my parents that they would notice to see that I did not need my training wheels anymore. Soon they got launched, and that morning I was out in the neighborhood cruising around on my two-wheeler without my training wheels with my best friends, Erica and Richard. We came to the end of our dead-end street, and I abruptly stopped right before Mrs. Creighton's really scary driveway. She had a huge bump, and then the driveway went straight down to her garage. I was scared. Eric and Richard took a look at me, and they decided to have some fun. "What's the matter, you a scaredy cat? Scaredy cat? Are you afraid of Mrs. Creighton's driveway?" I decided to protest and said, "Of course I'm not afraid of her driveway," where deep down I was terrified. "Well, what's the matter? You need your training wheels? Go on, take Mrs. Creighton's driveway." I was starting to get really riled up, as only a 5-year-old might. Finally, there was a shift, and Erica started saying, "Oh, come on, you can do that driveway without those training wheels. You're a big girl." And Richard chimed in, he said, "I dare you to do that driveway." And Erica said, "Hey, I double dare you." Well, guess what? I borrowed their confidence. I tried it on, I grabbed my bike, straightened it up, and I started pedaling like a little banshee. I hit that bump, and I went barreling down to Mrs. Creighton's driveway, stopping right before her garage door. My heart was pounding, my tummy was doing somersaults, and I was happy. A big smile crossed my face, and I looked up at Eric and Richard, and they were doing their own little happy dance. "You did it! You did it! We knew you could!" I was feeling wonderful. I will never forget that feeling. Joy and happiness ran through my veins, and I had the confidence to take on any scary driveway in the world. No bump was too big for me. I learned something at that very tender age of almost 5 years old. I stumbled onto the magic of the dare. The dare can actually take on the seemingly impossible and make it possible. The dare can move mountains that may be holding you back from your success. I'm going to take a moment here and pause and have you noodle a few little concepts or some questions that I have. The first one is, when was the last time you dared someone to be truly great? When was the last time you dared someone to move a mountain that might be in their way, in their success? When was the last time you did that? Here's another question. When was the last time someone dared you to be great? Lori's shaking her head. When was the last when someone really saw your greatness and stood for it, stood behind it so strongly that you said to her, "You can do this. I dare you to do this, and I'm right here for you." When was the last time that happened? I have someone in the room who dared me. This is Diana Rickenbach. Yay! I was turning 60, and I decided that I needed to have a challenge in my life. And Diana showed up, and she dared me to do something called the Tough Mudder at 60. 12 grueling miles, 22 really wicked hard obstacles, and a lot of mud. My girlfriend sitting next to her, Pat Druckman, was my partner in the Tough Mudder, and we made it happen. We worked very hard, but we made it through all the mud and all the grime, and at the end we said we will never have to do this again. About 6 months ago, another dare showed up in a different way. 6 months ago, we created a pod. A pod, in my terms, is a group of really engaged people. We created a pod to take on one of the scariest mountains in the entire world, and that is to take the stage. People say they'd rather die than take the stage. We created this pod to take the stage, and then we had 6 women who had a burning desire to take the stage and share with the world something that was very important to them, something that they felt would really change lives, to help people be more successful. We gathered together for our first meeting, the 6 of us, and began the process of uncovering, of clarifying, of starting to articulate what it was that we really wanted to say. What did we really, really, really want to say? We started decluttering all that side conversation, all of our limiting beliefs, all the stuff that sabotages our success. We started identifying that, each one of us, each team member, and we stood for each other's success. Well, 3 months ago, we were feeling pretty good. We were starting to really clarify our message. It was starting to get really shiny and pretty. And then our great leader, Christy, gently laid it on the table. And she said to us, "I dare you to speak before this luncheon, right here, right now, today." Well, the process we went through was so incredibly supportive, confidence building, that every single one of us leaned in, raised our hand, and said, "You bet, we're in." Now, I need to say that some of the members of this pod had never been on the stage, had never done a mini keynote, and yet they had the confidence to say, "I know I can do this," with the support of our pod. So here we are, energized, 3 months from the dead date from today. We were so energized by Christy's dare, we started rehearsing and re-rehearsing. We wrote and we rewrote. We were practicing in the car. I was practicing when I was doing my grocery shopping. We were calling each other, we were trying out material, and then we finally met each other here today to fulfill on our dare. Thank you, Christy. One of our team members is Erin Patterson, who is a realtor, and she's a founder and partner in the Be Well Centers, which focus is to help women find their power. She was a gift to this team, to this pod, because she has this incredible ability to stay 100% present during our entire meeting. And so when one pod member was talking and expressing and explaining, Erin would be there with fabulous feedback, heartfelt, sincere, honest feedback. She was, at the same time, digging deep into her consciousness to come up with very creative and outstandingly clever ways that the presentation might even get better. It's my pleasure to introduce Erin, who will be taking the stage now, with her mini presentation, "I Have the Power."